All right, Jeremy, we're going to do rapid fire. Let's get straight to it. Question number 1 out of 10. I'm starting LinkedIn cold outreach. What are some tips that I need to keep in mind?
Do you want to start?
I'm going to jump in. So make sure your profile is dressed for success. That means a good headline, the right job title, a banner image that doesn't look awful. And then please just go slowly and only scale once you've hit some good responses. In the beginning, you'll probably mess up a lot. So tread carefully and slowly.
I love it. I would also say start paying. Get a sales navigator so you get less chances of getting into trouble.
Sometimes you got to pay to play.
Yes.
Love it. Question 2, LinkedIn cold messaging prospecting best practices. Okay, so I think this is a question of how do you go about building that list for LinkedIn cold messaging. So try and make your cold messaging less cold by finding groups, industries, maybe even locations where you've got a foothold, so that when you reach out, they may know the people in your case study, they may know people you've worked with, clients, etc.
Yeah, I love the location play.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say if you're using Sales Navigator, don't forget to mention active on LinkedIn because it's not because they have a profile that they're going to reply to you. And especially at the beginning, if you're sending a lot of invites, it's kind of like stupid to send them to people who will never check. You get less chances of replies and then more chances of LinkedIn to flag you because you got too many pending requests.
I'm dunk, Jeremy. All right, here's a fun one. Cold email never worked for me until
I use quick mail.
there you go. Okay. So I think for me, it was like until you started taking different entry points. So everybody and their mother wants to ask them, hey, you want to join me for a 30-minute demo? But if you
Uh,
can step around that common path and find different, we'll call them like doorways or entry points to your end buyer, then cold outreach starts to be a whole lot more fun. You got one?
Yeah, I love it. It's very similar to me. It's like until I find the right strategy, which is also, leading or indicating what list you're gonna talk, when you're gonna go after, which people, what role, what everything, and what message you're going to hit them with.
Yeah.
As soon as you're like, starting to align everything and it's working, then you got more chances of making it work.
Love that. Okay, number 4, best time for cold outreach, time of day. Uh, you, you're the go-to on this, Jeremy. What do you got?
Oh man, you're not gonna like my answer. I don't care because basically every message, not all message can be sent at the same time anyway. So if you're going for even a little volume and you're going to have to space your messages, then you're already going to think about like span of multiple hours. So you may well just do it during your work day, and then that's it.
I love the question, and you know what I think this challenge or problem is. This is like a very buzzy question to ask, where we feel like we're getting towards like
Yeah, micro
hacking our way
optimization.
to right. But the reality is like the best time for cold outreach is right now. Go do the damn thing. You know what
Love
needs
it.
to happen. Okay,
Yeah,
number 5.
100%.
We're halfway through, bud. So if you could only do one, would you do LinkedIn, cold call, or cold email? I
I know
need to
your
take this
answer.
one, Jeremy. It's like yeah, like I do love LinkedIn, but to be honest, like if you're asking yourself if you can only do one, isn't that like inside the box thinking that we probably want to push back on the question? If you're going to force me to choose LinkedIn, but if I can just make a statement like it's not like that, multi-channel's fun.
Yes, I would say like, hey, there is an argument for, being the expert in one channel because there's so much things to learn at this stage. So it's more or less a
Right.
bandwidth issue. Like,
That's a
would I
good
spend
point.
my time learning all the things you need to know for cold email or all the things you need
Yeah.
to some things make it easier, of course, multi-channel tools, they kind of like help you with that, like quick mail,
Yeah.
shameless plug. But I would say my answer will actually depend on the prospect. Some people are just like not on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Some people are on LinkedIn. Some people are, open to call, to phone call. If you're
Yeah.
funny, if you're doing Europe stuff, like don't bother with phone. Like we don't like
Yeah.
this. It is not
Right.
going to reply. But if you're
Do
doing America,
do
maybe you get some
yeah.
chances.
Go where your prospects are hanging
Yes,
out in
that's
that
the
channel.
one.
And then my gosh, I can't blank my mind on a rapid fire. We're just going to keep going. Next question. Damn, I thought I had like a pretty darn good point. Number six,
Well, it will come back. Yeah.
how to improve email deliverability for cold outreach. Jeremy, I'm leaning on you.
Dude, if the deliverability is a problem, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say like use QuickMail. We got so many tools for it, like so many features for it. You got like deliverability AI, you got reward with AI, you got inbox rotation. It's like
That's right.
you got stealth mode, you got like everything like for good deliverability. If you can't make it work with QuickMail, then just give up.
There you go.
Just-
All right, enough said.
Thank you.
Question seven. Cold mic drop. Cold calls versus cold emails for breaking into huge companies. What's better? To be honest, large companies, they have that gatekeeper effect. I'm not hearing a lot of resounding success stories bringing into large accounts with calling. Am I alone on this one, Jeremy? You got any thoughts?
I don't know for sure, actually. I mean, we tried at some point, and people have trouble to go through gatekeepers. And the question then is like, is it a skill issue, or is it really because of the size of the company issue? Because at the end of the
Right.
day, LinkedIn enable you to sort of like almost bypass the gatekeeper in theory. Most
In
people these
theory.
days have people even like filtering their LinkedIn inbox, but mostly, you can go to people directly. So I'm not probably the right person for cold coding, but for the
Yeah.
rest, I would say, yeah, you go where your prospect is
Y-
is achieved,
Yeah.
straight away
A-
without gatekeeping.
And the nice thing is, like, I have to say, at a large, or in this question's language, huge company, they might be 20 appropriate people for this discussion. And therefore, you might find mobile contact numbers for six of them. You might
Right.
find that eight of them are crazy active on LinkedIn, and you might find 15 of them have valid email addresses. And it's like, again, push back towards that question of like, only choose one. Oh, I remembered the thing I forgot. If you could only do one, LinkedIn cold caller email, a really good tip is a lot of the best in class marketers have mastered one channel, but keep their eye on a second one. And they don't go a lot deeper than that, so that they can get extremely proficient, top
Yeah,
1% in the
I
world
love it.
without pigeonholing themselves so that they're at risk of becoming outdated or something if
Yeah,
markets
the
change. Right,
exactly, or the channel could go down, and so
right.
it's great advice. I love it.
Cool. All right. Three more, Jeremy. Cold email isn't dead. You're just lazy and unoriginal. True or false? I mean, is that a better
It's
lens? Like,
harder for
right.
sure.
So if somebody's sitting there saying, gosh, we might actually be lazy and unoriginal, is it a good advice to try that back door, like we mentioned briefly, just dramatically spin up so you don't sound like every other competitor?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it sounds like, yeah, vary your strategy, change the strategy. And it's hard because, some companies used to have like 200 clients and it was just cookie cutter approach, but that doesn't play well anymore. So it's difficult. Yes, I don't think it's about being lazy or unoriginal. I think it's just, it's like a creative agency, not everyone can be creative. And so
Yeah.
I think coming up with a great strategy requires some skills. Or you could just pay someone like sales bread, shameless plug. Just go
Thank
and
you.
try do a
Thank you.
strategy session with them. But yeah, I think it's just becoming harder, and then the mediocre doesn't cut it anymore, and so
And that right.
the floor has been raised basically.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jeremy. LinkedIn or email? Which one do we use as a first step when going omni-channel?
Yeah, which one do you want to go for?
LinkedIn all day, because you can A, reference it in your email, which if they don't accept your connection request, maybe that's a little bit step closer. Or maybe you don't reference it and they've seen your name pop up even if they didn't connect it. And then if they do accept your LinkedIn, it would save you, let's say, the email volume. So you may not even need if you've got the reply on LinkedIn. So it keeps your volume a little bit lower than you otherwise would have had. You got a
Yeah,
different view?
no, I think it's really great. What I would say is that it kind of like depends on your bandwidth.
Yep.
Because if you have like a very good audience, very tight list, then yes, LinkedIn all day long. Again, that assuming they're on LinkedIn, because if your audience
Good
not on
point.
LinkedIn, then what's the
Good
point?
point. Yeah.
But I would say go for LinkedIn first if you're not limited by bandwidth. But if I forgot the sound for the end of the of the timer. But if you're what was the oh damn, what did you say? No.
There was a song that came on. We were about to sing. No,
um,
going where your prospects are using LinkedIn, but only if they're active there, right? Because you may want to start with email.
yes, and I don't
All
recall.
right.
Damn it! It was a
No,
good point,
no,
but maybe next
that'll
time.
happen. That CD sound play music. Okay, last question, Jeremy. It is middle of December, and I'm getting ready to launch a campaign. Should I wait until after the holidays? Am I crazy for launching now? Yes or no?
Yes, you are crazy for waiting. Just send now.
Just send now.
Yeah,
That's a good.
because
That's a good slogan.
I mean, you should say whatever you want. The stats actually show you that you should stand. That's all.
Look at that. I love it. Let me just share one pushback. If you are reaching out to marketers, especially in the B2C market, the holiday rush really takes up a lot of their bandwidth. So just expect a lot of, hey, touch with me in January. But I will say that if you're bringing up something that they're currently experiencing pain around in the holiday rush, the timing may actually work out in your favor because they'll be feeling the pain and your message can relieve that pain. So,
Oh,
all
one
right.
exception. I mean, for me, holiday is not an exception for not sending. It is things for like, for example, a hurricane, just destroyed stuff or tsunami, whatever, like some sort of like really bad thing
Natural.
happens. Yeah, exactly. That's the time where you don't want to do outreach because then
Good
it comes
point.
as insensitive and,
Yeah.
like being a
Way
dick.
to end on a bright note, Jeremy. Let's all think of natural disasters as we break.
All
It's
right.
quickmail.com for your sending platform. It's salesbread.com just to get a lead a day, and you just need to close them. We'll set them up for you. All right,
All
Jeremy.
right.
Um,
Thanks,
Bingo.
Jack.
Great cast.